Views expressed are those of the host, guests, and callers, not necessarily those of News Radio 1040 WHO.
Welcome to our Friday morning edition. I'm Jan Mickelson. What we're going to do here today, we're going to talk about Iowa politics, national politics. We're going to have a chance to talk with Congressman Tom Latham. After which, we're going to talk with a fellow who says, should we actually, he's one of them Catholic theologian types. He wonders if we should be celebrating the demise of Osama bin Laden. He has some theological points he'd like to raise, and then we'll have some more open line time. And what I said yesterday about what they were doing in Cedar Rapids to pay for their cop shop's pension funds, they were going to use the fines from their new instant cameras to pay their own police department pension funds. People say, well, you're just making that up. No, I've got the news article here in my, well, not in my hands here, but close by, and I'm going to read the article right from some of the Cedar Rapids media reporting on it. Just on a theoretical basis, since that's not going to be in your new district, Congressman Latham, the idea of using fines to pay for salaries and pensions, is that an ethical relationship?
I don't think so. It shows the desperation, I think, of some communities today to find money anywhere they can.
That's why the Constitution, on one level, says you guys cannot accept a pay raise in the term in which you sit. If you vote yourself a pay raise, it doesn't go into effect until we've had a chance to evaluate your job performance.
Until after the next election and the new Congress, right?
Because it's an obvious conflict of interest, isn't it?
Sure.
Anyway, back to the drawing board. Congressman Latham, thank you for joining us.
Great to be with you, Jan.
You have a new district in which to ply your wares. It's which district?
Well, the new district is the 3rd district. There are 16 counties, 3 of which I currently represent with Dallas and Madison and Warren County. It will include Polk County and then go on over to Council Bluffs in the western southwest part of the state. So I'm looking forward to it. It's a great fit for me. And, as a farmer, small businessman, father, husband, grandfather, all that, I think I fit very well in this new district.
That includes Polk County.
Yes.
You didn't have to be nice to us before.
I'm always
nice to you,
Jan.
to us. Now you're going to, if you're elected, you're going to be my congressman. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
When did that happen, Jan?
All right. So you're a Republican running against, will be against Congressman Boswell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both of you are incumbents. Both of you have track records.
Right. Well, and this new district is really a toss-up district. Registration-wise, it's actually a much better district than when I originally ran in the current 4th Congressional District. Was much more, as far as registration, had more Democrats than Republicans. This is really a flat toss-up district. It's a swing district. Governor Branstad carried it with a substantial margin. President Obama carried the district, and George W. Bush carried the district. So it truly is meets the definition of a swing district. I think I'm very well suited for this district because of my background, my ability to represent the folks, and I've never had boundaries on maps in what I've done in Congress. I've always listened to folks all over the state, and they come into our
So you've always
office.
been a carpetbagger.
Well,
No, is that what you're saying?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But I'm looking forward to it.
Well, all right. So the district is all of the things you described. This district contains Polk County. Mm-hmm. That is, I don't think George Bush carried Polk County.
He may not have carried Polk County. He did carry the district.
Okay.
Governor Branstad actually carried Polk County.
Okay. Is this going to is the presence of Polk County going to change the way you talk and campaign, or think, or act, or react?
No, I don't care where people are. They understand the crisis that we're in this country as far as this massive national debt, deficit spending, the $1.65 trillion of deficit spending this year. They understand that we've got to get a handle on the budget in Washington. We've got to bring some common sense, and rather than this irresponsible spending binge that we've been on, that we've got to finally get a handle on this government that's really spending out of control.
Congressman Boswell's been a stalwart. Everybody likes the fella. He's been elected and reelected. He's not a really high-profile member of Congress, but he's been kind of a fit here. How will you campaign against him?
Well, I'm going to continue to talk about issues. I've been known to run positive campaigns, to talk just simply about issues.
I've been telling you how many work on that. I'm trying to get you to.
No, but
I'm trying to be an influence.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. We should have an honest debate about the issues. I think you're going to see stark differences in our records as far as spending, as far as the expansion of the federal government. There are real differences, but they need to be talked about in a conversation, so that people understand the true differences. But you don't have to get in the mud and sling dirt at each other to be able to have that debate.
We have all kinds of other material here in Iowa you can use to sling. You don't have to just settle for dirt.
Okay.
As
a farmer, I'm very keenly aware of that, Jan.
We have a veritable buffet of sling-worthy items.
Yes, we do.
All right, so you say economy is going to be number one.
Jobs, the economy, I think that certainly the debt, the spending in Washington is everything. The numbers this morning as far as unemployment going back up again. People are scared of what they see in this country today, but they're uncertain about what their job security is. Businesses are very nervous about the spending in Washington because that directly impacts them as far as inflation in the future. As far as higher interest rates, they don't know what the tax policy is going to be, whether they're going to be punished for investing and hiring more people in the future. We've got to bring certainty to this. We've got to get a handle on what's going on in Washington on this irresponsible spending, and make sure that we have some people there with common sense who are going to stand up, have the guts to take the tough votes to stop this massive new spending that's going on in Washington.
Okay, so people in Iowa, even in Polk County, will already have a pretty good idea of Tom Latham.
Oh, I think so. I mean, I've worked obviously with Polk County, with a lot of folks around here representing Dallas County and Madison and Warren, the Des Moines Partnership. Everybody in the business community knows who I am. This has been my media market in previous campaigns. People know who I am.
Okay.
They understand where I'm coming from.
Well, let me harass you a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
I would expect no less.
Because just looking at I think it's here in the. Well, we used to have 5 congressional districts. Now we have 4. When we had 5, there was a pecking order of how much money the congressional delegation brought back to their districts. I think this district, I think Congressman Boswell was number 1. I think you were number 2, and then it was Braley. No, it was Lopesac, Braley, and then the Piker King out there in the West. He was just cheapy. He didn't bring nothing back for his district. I don't think he's a bit embarrassed about that either. But you were number 2.
Right.
So you think, and Boswell was number 1. I mean, he's so can you bring back more to Iowa than Boswell?
That's I think the whole debate certainly has changed, and there are no earmarks. That's one thing that the Republican control of Congress has changed. While there are a lot of good things that we should be doing, certainly the number 1 issue is the spending in Washington, and to get a handle on that. My only concern about this is that basically you're turning over all the money to the federal bureaucracy. and there is no input from the members of Congress as to where that money is spent, which I think is unfortunate. People expect their member of Congress to have some say as to where money should be spent.
So the bringing home the bacon is over? That's for everybody?
Well, certainly with earmarks it is, and the whole debate, Jan, in Washington has changed dramatically from how much more are we going to spend, and you got to remember the last 2 years under the Democrat control, we had an 84% increase in discretionary spending. That's with the stimulus, year over year, 24% on annual budgets. It is simply not sustainable. It is irresponsible what has been going on, and we have stopped that. And with the budget that we passed, we're going to finally get a handle on it. Now, there's discussions going on today with the administration, with the Senate Democrats, with the House Republicans as to how to go forward to get some type of budget agreement.
Yeah, you guys are arguing amongst yourselves over that. You've got the Boehner wing versus the Ryan wing.
Oh, not at all. They're on the same page. Absolutely.
Do you think so?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Would the solutions be the same?
It is. The Ryan budget is the House Republican budget. I mean, and which
I wasn't talking about the budget. I was talking about the fix. Like
well, that
Medicare
is the fix. Is the budget.
Well, I'm talking about Medicaid and Medicare reform and some of the entitlement programs reform.
Right.
And are you guys in agreement about that?
Yes. Absolutely. And that's the budget we passed is going to finally get a handle on the irresponsible spending in Washington. It's going to save programs for the future as far as Medicare and Medicaid. We've got to understand that those programs are in 10 years, Medicare will be bankrupt. You're either going to have dramatic cuts in services or you're going to have massive increases in taxes if, in fact, we don't get a handle on that now. People have to understand, for the folks in the next 10 years and anyone in Medicare today, there are no changes at all. But what we've got to do is fix it for the future, make it something that really works. And what the proposal is in essence to have the same type of policy that members of Congress and any federal employee has in Medicare. But no, everybody's on the same page.
Congressman Tom Latham is here in the studio with us. He is now running in a new district. He will be serving the ones in the south, everything Polk County all the way to Council Bluffs to the south and west.
Right.
Of is it third? Or was it
third district? Is the new third district.
The new third district.
Right.
Congressman King pretty much stays where he is in northwestern Iowa and into north central Iowa. Then you have Congressman Braley and Loebsack. Loebsack is moving, I think.
Right, he's moving, I think, to Johnson County. Yeah.
Okay, and you have to move too. Where are you going to move?
Well, we have not gotten a site yet, Jan, as to where we're going to move down here.
You need an agent?
I've had a lot of calls from real estate agents. We have no shortage of very
So you're looking
very
for an
good
agent.
real estate agents.
It sounds like you need a new one. What is your cell phone? We can get in touch
Okay, Jan.
It sounds like this conversation could be over. We're going to take calls from the listeners here at 284-1040 or 800-469-4295 in a moment.
Barbra Streisand.
Right back to conversation. Don't blame that on her. That was me. I did that. All right. So, see, we're talking with Congressman Tom Latham here in the studio. Before we go to our phones, and we will adjust it in a second, I should ask you to talk to us about what happened in Pakistan and Afghanistan with the killing of Osama bin Laden and the pictures and how this has evolved. And now Obama, they're going to have the ceremonies, and they've got together with the 9/11 people. This is an ongoing chunk of our history.
Well, first of all, I think you have to remember the families of those that were killed on 9/11. I mean, I remember that day as clear as today. It was a beautiful, cloudless day, and I was in Washington. The plane that went into the Pentagon actually shook our house out there, the explosion from that. So, I mean, it's something that's very, very real to me, and certainly it's a great thing that he has finally been taken out. We've got to commend the great people in uniform